Here's part 8 of Horrorstör.
So Basil had just freed Amy from her prison. He threw her on a wheelie chair and is rolling towards the exit, only to find a mound of furniture blocking their way. So he whips around and he heads back the opposite way to find another exit, only to find the hundreds of prisoners huddled together so tight it looks like this blob of flesh with feet. Basil's only plan was to resort to training. So he stood tall in front of this mound and he's like, excuse me, you were all trespassing on Orsk property. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. You need to leave now or I'm calling the police. And without a breath in between his words, the horde of people whipped around and the whole ball of human bodies rushed at him, tackled him, beat the living shit out of him, and drug him away, kicking and screaming down the hallway, and they disappeared, leaving Amy all alone. Amy, of course, was horrified and didn't know what to do, but she got up, found Basil's phone on the ground. It had a little bit of battery left, but she knew she needed to find him and save the others. So she, even though she's wounded and bleeding and in pain, she drug herself across the Orsk floors of displays and managed to find Trinity, who was anchored to a standing desk with a treadmill running at top speeds while a heavy backpack was weighing her down. She was covered in sweat, panting and gasping for air, and she was moving as quick as her legs could carry her. Amy quickly intervened and stopped Trinity from moving. She unplugged the desk, got that backpack off of her, got the shackles off of her, let Trinity sit down, who was gasping for air, and she was mentioning something about the ghost, Josiah Wardenworth. The warden of the prison made me do this. He needed to cleanse me. He said I needed to be saved. And if I ran, I could be saved from my disgusting ways. Amy tried to talk some sense to her, like, stop that. Stop it. We need to get out of here. I don't give a shit. We can talk about this later. We need to get out of here. And at that same moment, the phone rang, and it was Matt. She answered the phone, and Matt is like, I'm looking for Trinity. Where's Trinity? Matt, she's right here. I just found her. She's okay. Where are you? We're upstairs, near kitchens. Oh, no. I see her. I'm going up the escalator now. I see her. Trinity. No, come back. She's running from me, Amy. I'll find you guys in a minute. I see her. Matt, what the hell? No, I'm with her right now. We're next to kitchens. What are you doing? The phone hung up, and Matt went sprinting off to what he thought was Trinity. And of course, in the most annoying fashion, Trinity looked at Amy and said, no one is allowed to leave the beehive. And she stood up and took off in the darkness back to bedrooms, leaving Amy all alone. Amy fled from Orsk. She bolted down the escalator, hearing the thundering footsteps roar after her. She burst out of the front door, got in her car, and she sat there, contemplating, knowing she should leave, but she's like, no, I need to save the others. This is me running away. I cannot run away from this. I can't run away from my fears. She could have freaking left. She could have saved herself and got out of there. But no, she started her car, drove all the way around Orsk to the partner's entrance that was gummed open, and she went back inside the building. It was pitch black in there. It was dark. She was in shipping and receiving, and she was heading back towards the employee break room. Amy went into the break room to collect herself. The walls were covered in blood, and she heard a noise, like a muffled scraping noise. Where was it coming from? She peeked out inside the hall, and there was nobody there. She was looking around. There was nothing there, but she realized it was coming from inside the walls. She listened closely, and it sounded like a soft knock at the walls. It was Ruth Ann. Ruth was hiding inside of the walls.